film was awesome. Trying to get some painting done there. Okay, Space Marine terminated. We'll save those guys for later, but we've got some snakebite leather somewhere in here. There it is. Pot of bronze flesh. There it is. And I forgot the yellow. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. There we go. Got my yellow. We can carry on with what we're doing. Today, ladies and germs, we're going to paint an Imperial fist. More than likely, unfortunately, not with the paints in the background, but maybe we'll use some of the old yellow glaze, or maybe we'll glaze in some of this. But this is Space Marine Mark 7 number 1, based off the later catalogues from GW. So I thought if you're going to start anywhere with doing some Imperial Fist, or a squad of Imperial Fists to start off with, we should start with the first Mark 7. Okay, let's get on to this. I'm going to undercoat this guy and do the arms and all that fun stuff. Leave the gun off, maybe the backpack, and we can start painting this dude. Here we are. We have our little Space Marine ready to go. The shoulder pads, all the gun stuff, are on a period appropriate piece of plastic just to keep them separate so I can do this relatively neat. So I don't think it's going to be too hard of a paint job to do in reality. And we are going to follow, somewhat to the degree, this lovely old thing, but we'll see. Doing blacks and stuff, but we will start actually by doing a yellow wash all over this chap. So let me grab an appropriate yellow wash. Obviously you don't have to use these, like I have the game colour inks. There's a video Varric did of doing this to make a Lamentis glaze, but seeing as we're doing a retro model, I will use this retro yellow glaze just to give it a little bit more. So this is probably the most straightforward thing in this whole video. Just paint it all over, and it just brings that yellow tone up a level. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this yellow glaze all over this chap in all the appropriate areas, and then we're going to move on to putting brown on the Aquila, or a dark red on the Aquila, and on the shoulder pads, anything we want to do on the back. And then we'll do the blacks, and here we are. And hopefully you can see on camera how much richer that yellow colour is. Obviously the shoulder pads have not been dipped in that yellow, or the Aquila, so you can see it just brings that vibrancy back right up. Okay, pick a red that you enjoy and you like, get your red into your palette. Okay, a little bit stuck, but we don't really need all that much, so that's okay. We're just going to be doing the chest Aquila and the side folder. So you paint all the trim red, that Aquila. Just take your time with it, use a small brush and just take your time and get that done. And here we are. Just taking our time, small brush, little strokes, just paint. Taking your time. Now that our red is all across the model, let's put the brightness down on my camera a little bit because that was a little bit on the bright side. We're going to be doing all the black, which isn't too much. It's going to be the gun and all the back piping, everything. Across here and here, nothing too crazy. We're using this Pro Acryl stuff because it's just magic. It's just a one coat wonder. Now that everything we wanted black has been made black, across here. The gun is hiding somewhere on the floor, so we'll find him in a minute. So that's all black. We're going to move on to doing the Reikland flesh shade all across the armor panels. I'm going to touch up that black on that left bit very quickly. And then we're going to move on to some highlighting, I think. Moving on to the Reikland flesh shade for this. It's going to be a case of all these little teeny tiny recessed corners, across the fingers, and the corners there, across in here. Again, just take your time. I will do this off camera because I have to get quite close because I'm rather short-sighted. So let's get on. Okie dokie. The Reikland flesh shade has been applied, relatively subtle, outside of the areas where I smudged a bit, but it does mean at this point that we can add on the shoulder pads and start working on this highlighting. But I'll probably do some of the edge highlighting in the close areas where the shoulder pads are, and then we're going to add on shoulder pads and then do some more of the highlighting after we've done anything close to the polderons or anything at the back here that we just can't quite get to as the backpack from the camera will let me do so. And do the sharpest edges. Nothing too crazy, that's a bit thick, but you get the idea. Sharpest edges, carry on. And with that, my very basic edge highlighting has been completed. I do need to clean up the nose a little bit because it was a little bit too ham on this. Face cleaned up. What I'm going to move on to now is putting shoulder pads on. I'm going to do a little bit of a highlight with a bit of that blood red on those wings now. And top on, just on the tops of the shoulder pads. Here's the whole breast bit. Now that we've highlighted that red on the Aquila and a little tiny bit on the shoulder pads, I think it's time to glue all this guy together and just finish off doing some of the metallic bits. Then it'll be on to basting. Nice. And here we are at the final couple stages. Backpack is on. Shoulder pauldron's on. There's a little bit of a smudge on both sides, different colours, but we can fix that shortly. We'll do the metallics and we're going to do the gem in green, which I should have waited until I did the gun afterwards, and do the eyes in this green as well. Thankfully I didn't use too much glue on that gun, so here we have the eyes and the little gem. We're not going to go too crazy with that because it is mostly covered up by the gun. What we do now is put that gun back on, and then we can finish off doing the metallics. Face grill, little pipes on the side there, and it's mostly the gun, and maybe a little bit on the back here just to break up a little bit. All doing for the metallics is a bit of a bolt gun. Keep it nice and simple. Corners, you get the idea. Fill in all those metal bits there, stop there, and in the corner there. Cracking. And here we are with that lead belcher on there. I am going to grab out a little bit of old Mithril silver just to pump them up a little bit, because it's still a little bit dark for my taste. But then we are essentially there, ladies and germs. Now Mithril silver has now been added to our model, and as we can see, we've got a little bit of cleanup to do, but I am relatively happy, so I want to do a little bit of cleanup, get some sand on the base, goblin him up, and we have ourselves number 1 of our Imperial fists in Mark 7 armour. We've got some beakies as well to do, which should be fun. A flamer, plenty of characters, bikes to come as well, so we are going to be doing that Supremacy Force. All nice and tidied up, so it is Goblin Green time. I'm going to Goblin Green this army. I did ponder the idea of putting them on 32mm bases and not Goblin Green them, but I'm going to Goblin Green them, but I'm going to add some tufts and a couple of rocks on top as well, just to make it feel a little bit more finished in today's world. The sand has been applied, so it is that glorious time, ladies and germs. One, the only Goblin Green. Everyone has a different opinion on how to Goblin Green their bases, but for me, glob, base, water, make green, dry, do again, rim, yellow, or other way around. You get the idea. This spot's a little bit on the stuck side, so we're going to shove something metal in. Just pop them open. Oh, there we go. Carrying on, glob green. Put on base, grab water, move around. Just tappy, 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 tappy. And again, take your time. And there is our first coat of Goblin Green down on the base. I did the side of the rim a little bit as well, but we'll be adding some rocks, maybe a little tuft, but this is my little love letter to Imperial Fist in 2nd edition. I've been trying to find more information about people playing them in 2nd edition and painting them, but I've not found that much information yet, outside of that Supremacy Force, which was beginning of 3rd already. But we will be doing that project, and we're just going to mill away. Every now and again we're going to grab one of these metal boys, paint him up, a bike or something, or a character, and every now and again I'll do a little update on how my Supremacy Force is going. But we'll get a first 5 dudes done, maybe do a character, do another couple dudes, and then start working on some of the other characters. Well, just gotta wait for this to dry off, and then it's showtime for the photos and the little reel of this guy. And here is our 3rd company Imperial Fist, all painted up, Goblin Green, couple of stones on the base. Hope you all enjoyed this video. There's obviously going to be more retro hammer, middle hammer coming from me, because I do love this stuff. We've got that to deal with, and a load of other stuff, including all those Nurgle Maroons I really need to get to, but I've been putting off because of painting phobia and skill, but we will get to them. I'm going to move on to some glamour shots, and that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.